Hey guys, in this video, let me teach you how to implement the basic operations of stack like push and pop. Okay, so how to implement push and pop. These are common, so ignore that. Push and pop in stack using C. Okay, first of all, let me tell you how to create a stack. Then only you can push or pop something, right? So let me tell you that in this video, and this video is very important because uh, in the upcoming videos that I'm going to implement some algorithms using stack, I won't be telling you this again and again, okay? Because these are some basic operations, so I'll explain it in this video, and we're going to use this operation throughout our stack discussions, okay? So here, understand that we are going to implement stack, okay? Stack, sorry, using arrays. Okay, so implementation of stack using arrays. So basically you're gonna create an arrays and you're gonna assume that it is a stack and it's gonna follow some condition. What is the condition? You can push or pop from only one end and it has a top variable. It points to the top of the element like that. Okay, top of the stack. Okay, like that. So let me create a stack now. So it's an array, right? So let the array name be stack itself. Okay, let the array name be stack itself. Give you the size, let's say 100, that's the maximum size. After that I'll get the size from the user. It may be 15 or 14, I don't know, but initially let me have 100. That's sufficient for me, right? And I have one more variable called top variable. I told you that it should be having a value -1. And understand why I am declaring these two variables, that is my stack and top, outside main function. Okay, if I declare something outside the main function, then that is called as global variables. Okay, so what do you mean by global variable, guys? But it is self-descriptive, guys. The name itself indicates you. When I say global, it's accessible to the all the functions. Okay, it's these two variables are accessible to almost all functions and not only main. But if I declare that inside main, the problem here is I'll just cut this and I'll paste it here. If I declare that inside main, only my main function will be able to access these two variables. Okay, but I don't want that, right? I want to write two more functions called push and pop. I want that functions also to access these two variables, guys. Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Okay, fine. So these are global variables, guys. So that, yeah, super. So these are global variable, guys. You have to declare it outside, then only your push and pop function will be able to access those variables. Okay, super. And so timing, let me quickly declare one more function or two more functions. One is push, and it has to take an element, right? It has to take a single element, because if I say push 15, then that should be stored. I mean the 15 should be stored in a particular element, right? So I'll have this lm variable to store the element. Okay, it's basically means element. What you mean is, if I say push 29, okay, push 29, the 29 will be stored in this element variable. So what you are going to push into the stack is the element variable. Okay, 29 you're gonna push, if that is the example. Okay, and I'm gonna declare one more function, okay, called pop. Okay, pop doesn't take any argument, don't give any argument, because pop means just remove the top element, so you should not give any argument. Okay, here let me define the function quickly. Okay, so first of all I have to check the stack overflow condition, guys, because if I don't have any space in the stack, then I could not push any element, right? So I'll check the stack overflow condition. I told you that. What is the stack overflow condition? How do you check that? Okay, let's say I have a size variable. Okay, I have a size variable here because I need the size to check the stack overflow condition, right? It's not 100, guys, it's maximum size. Okay, user is not gonna enter 100 elements. Size means the size which user wants to enter. Anyway, I'm gonna get this value inside the main function, inside the main function where the user wants to insert the size. Say for example, the user enters 14, okay, or 15. Okay, so the 15 is the maximum size of the stack. Okay, and if you enter the 16th element, then it will give you an stack overflow condition. Okay, so the 15 is the maximum size of the stack, guys. Okay, and think about it. I'll ask you one question. If 15 is the maximum size of the stack, And say for an example, I have I have the stack full, which means that I have all the 15 elements in the stack. Okay, I have all the 15 elements in the stack, and that is the maximum size of the stack. Okay, my stack is full now. Super. Guess this question, what is the value of top variable, guys? Okay, if the stack is full and it has only 15 elements, what is the value of the top variable? Okay, I told you that it starts from 0. Okay, so you have 15 elements, it starts from 0, you have 15 elements, then what is the value of top variable? 14, right? Perfect. Okay, so top points to the top element, right? That is the 15th element. You know that 15th element, but still it has a value 14 because the first element starts from 0, guys. You get it, right? The first element has an index 0. Top will store the index value. First element has an index 0. Second element has an index 1. Third element has an index 2. Likewise, the 15th element, the last element, will have an index 14, guys, not 15. Okay, we'll have an index 14 because since it starts from 0. Okay, and having known these two, because top points to the top index, right, 14. Having known these two condition variables, guys, the data, how will you check whether the stack is full? It's very simple, guys. In the top variable, you just have to add one. You just have to add one. Then you have to compare it with the size. If these two are equal, then you can print stack overflow. Very simple, guys. Because why you are adding one? Because it starts from the index 0. Okay, it starts from index 0. So just add one to compensate that, and you'll get 15. And if these two are equal, then you can say it is stack overflow. Okay, I'll just cut this comment and I'll paste it here. Okay, is it recording? Yes. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so that is the case here. Super. Then how will you when the stack is not empty? Imagine when the stack is not empty, the size is 15, but say my top points to some random variable, say 7th element. If my top points to 7th element, then what is the value of the top? Guess that. And the top points to 7th element, what is the value of top? First element will have an index 0, second element will have an index 1. If the top points to 7th element, it has an index 6. Okay, it has an index 6. 6 plus 1 you do, and now you'll get 7. That's 7th element. So 7 is not equal to 15. The stack has some empty spaces. Okay, it is not full, guys. Okay, but here you check, the size is 15, the top will have an value 14, and you add one, that becomes 15. So the stack is full. So this is the condition that you have to check whether the stack is full or not. So the condition here is if top size equals to top plus 1. All right, so if size equals to top plus 1, that's the condition you have to check. Then you have to just print stack overflow. Okay, else you can go to push the element. That's the actual thing you want to do in this function, right? The objective is not to check stack overflow. The objective is to push this element into the stack. But first of all, we have to check the stack overflow, because if the stack is overflow, then you cannot push. Okay, so you have to check this condition. You have to check a breakpoint here. So after that, you can go for the else part. In else part, you're gonna push the element, right? To push element is very simple, guys. First of all, increment the top variable, because you have to create one more empty space. So let's say my top value is 6. Oh, okay, 6, which means that it points to the 7th element. Okay, it points to the 7th element. Top value is 6 means I'll just want to push one more element, and that becomes the 8th element, right? So 7th element is the topest element of the stack. Assume that 7th, since the top has a value 6, 7th element is the topest element of the stack. If I have to add one more element, and that becomes the 8th element, right? So when there is an 8th element, the top should become 7, right? If you add 8th element, the top should become 7. So I have to increment the top variable like this. Okay, after that I'll I'll just assign the value to the array. Okay, because stack array is here, so I'm just assigning stack of top equals to lm. Okay, and I'll say printf. I'll print one condition, guys, to check whether it's working. Pushed %d. Okay, so lm. I hope you know about this printf statements. Okay, push means percentage d in the place of this operator, the element will be substituted. Okay, this is called format modifier, guys. Okay, so and yeah, I think that's it for push. Let's go for popping. Popping is very simple. First, let me check stack underflow condition. Okay, stack underflow. Okay, so what is stack underflow? You don't have any elements in the stack. If you don't have any elements in the stack, recall what is the value of top. I told you this, right? If you don't have any elements in the stack, what is the value of top? Top will have a value minus 1, right? So you just have to check this condition. If top equals to minus 1, then you can just print stack underflow. Okay, stack underflow. Very simple. It's as simple as that, right? Okay, so yes, then you don't have to pop anything else. Stack is not empty, then you have to pop the top element, right? Here you don't want to delete it actually. Okay, the idea here is I told you this top variable keeps track of the this top variable keeps track of the top is the element of the stack. Okay, I told you that the top element of the stack, this top variable keeps track of the top element of the stack. Okay, what will happen if I decrement this top variable? Just think of this. Okay, and okay, let me quickly give you an intuition in this. Hey guys, please ignore this alignment. Okay, so let me quickly give you an intuition. So here this stack has three elements, guys, 4 3 1. Okay, so my top variable will always point to the top element, right? That is 1 here, and top will have the value 2 because it points to the third element. 0 1 and 2, it points to the third element, so top will have the value 2. Okay, and what happens if I decrement the top? Okay, the if I decrement the top, what will happen? Then I'll just decrement the top by 1. Okay, if I decrement the top by 1, and then top becomes 1, and that will point to the second element, right? So let me quickly do this, and I'll just okay, so I hope will work. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll just delete this, and top will have the value 1 because it points to the second element now. Okay, it points to the second element. Okay, so I hope I made it clear. If you just decrement the top, it points to the second element. Now what is your top element? Your top element is not 1 because top points to 3 only. So 3 is your top element, right? 3 is your top element. Alright, 3 is your top element, so it is not 1. So you are automatically deleting 1. I agree, 1 is still there in the memory, but your top is pointing to 3 only. That is important. Okay, your top keeps track of 3 only, 3 and 4. After that, what you have, that is your stack element, guys. 1 is still there in memory, but for us, it is understood that it is deleted. Okay, so whenever you want to delete an element, just decrement the top variable, guys. Okay, so let's say I want to pop this element too, and you just after, because instead of deleting this element, just decrement the top variable. Top becomes 0, which means that it points to 4 now. So now 4 is your top element, right? Okay, 4 is your top element, which means that your stack is having only one element because 4 is the top element, topest element that you are claiming. Then your stack is having only one element. This is automatically deleted. Okay, so the idea here is you just have to decrement stack. That's it. Okay, I mean top. You just have to decrement top. So top minus minus. That's it. Pretty simple, right? And now if you decrement top, let's say initially my top is 6. It points to the seventh element. Now if you decrement top, it will point to the sixth element, guys. Top will have the value 5, right? 6 minus 1 is 5. So it top will point to the sixth element. So our seventh element is automatically deleted. It's still there in the memory, but we don't have any access to it. Okay, for us it means that we have deleting it. Okay, Super. And yeah, I think the functions are over. Let me call the function. So we have created a stack. We have defined the push and pop function. Let me use the functions in main. Okay, let's say okay, after popping, first let me get the element that I have popped. For that I'll have to just get the element and then I'll pop. Okay, sorry, I'll get the element first, stack of top. Let me print that. Okay, print that here itself. Printf popped. I hope it's percentage %d. Okay, so it will first pop the element, guys. Then it will, I mean, first print the element, then it will decrement the top. Okay, super. Then here, let me say printf enter your stack size. Okay, okay, stack size is the user has to enter, right? And I'll scanf say user enters. Uh, okay, he enters something, but let me have store that in the size variable and understand that I have declared it already, size variable, right? Super. And after that, what I have to do, I have to check whether he wants to pop or push the element, right? For that, let me go for a menu driven program, guys. Okay, what do you mean by menu driven program? You will be having a menu and the user can choose the menu, can choose something from the menu as many times as he wants. Okay, it's like getting menu in a restaurant. Okay, so to do that you just need a do while loop. Okay, I hope you know what are do while loops. So do, and you have while. Okay, so this is the structure of do while loop, right? You will first have do and you will have while after a do, and if the while condition is false, mean still if the while condition is false, the do will be executed at least once. Okay, that's the idea here. And I'll just get this printf enter the choice. He has two choices, right? One is pushing and another one is popping. So enter the choice. Scanf percentage %d. I have to store that somewhere, right? Okay, enter the choice. I'll show you this also, push, and I'll show you pop also, right? So you have only two choices. Either if you enter one, it will push something. It will if you enter two, it will pop something. So I'll just declare one more variable, say choice variable to get the choice of the user, and I'll get the choice here. All right. So user will enter something. If okay, now you have a switch case. Why switch? Because this is an interesting stuff of menu driven program, guys. Okay, and I'll have two cases, right? I'll have case 1 and case 1 and break. I'll explain this, guys, hold on. And case 2 break. Okay, and you please make sure that if you know the concepts of C programming. If you don't know, then you can't get into this video, guys. Okay, you please make sure that you know the basic concepts of C programming. Fine. Okay, so switch of choice. What do you mean by that? Let's say the user there are only two choices to enter, right? Push either 1 or 2. Okay, 1 or 2. If the user enters 2, which means that he wants to pop something. Okay, store that in choice. Switch off 2 now. Okay, switch off 2 because the user, assume that the user have entered 2. So 2, then it will check for case 2, guys. So case 2, whatever inside case 2 will be executed. We have not written any code for it. Okay, and that is the idea here. Okay, so case 1 is pushing, right? So let me call the push function. Before that, let me so I'm going to perform pushing inside this case 1, because if user enters 1, I have to push something. So I'll perform pushing inside the case 1. So if the user enters 2, it means pop something. I'll perform popping inside the case 2. What if user enters 3 or 4 by mistake? You don't have the choice, right? So you have to use the default block. Okay, default means that the user has assumed that user has entered 4 or 5. You have only two choices. He has to enter either 1 or 2. If we enters 4 or 5, then it's a error, right? So let's print error choice, invalid choice. Okay, invalid choice. All right. Okay, and printf. Here I'll first get the element which the user wants to enter. Enter the element which you wish to push. Okay, maybe it may be any element, but the element which user wants to push. I'll just scanf. I'll just declare it as. I'll just get it in element variable. I have to declare element. No other way to go, because this is not element declaration. Okay, this is something to get in the function. This is not element declaration. Okay, if you can use the same name element, but you have to declare it in the main again. Okay, because you have not declared it as a global variable. Okay, you can't directly use it. Okay, so you have to declare it again. So element, that's the element which which user wants to push. Okay, say if he enters 90, then 90 will be stored in lm, and what you have to do is very simple. Just call the push function. We have already defined it. Okay, just call the push function and just pass the lm. Just pass the lm, that's the user wish to enter. If he enters 95, then 95 will be stored in lm. You are just passing push 95. Okay, then it will go to the controller will go to this function, then you say push, and 95 will be stored in this lm now, this temporary variable. Then you perform this operation. Fine, that's it, guys. Popping is very simple. I'll just call the pop function. You don't have to get anything from the user like this. Okay, just pop the top element. Okay, all right. So condition, while condition is you after the switch case print one more statement, whether do you wish to continue, which is very important. Okay, do you wish to continue, I mean do you wish to perform the operations. Okay, you wish to perform the operations, either 1 or 2. The user should enter either 1 or 2. If he enters 2, it means that yes. Okay, I'll do like this. Okay, percentage n, one is yes, another choice is no. So you can enter either 1 or 2. Okay, so I'll just scanf. I'll just store it in some other variable. Say uh, I is not good, k. Okay, so I'll just store this choice in k. Okay, so let me declare k also here. So either yes or no, or 1 or 2. Okay, 1 is yes, and if the user enters yes, if the user enters 1 is yes, right? If the user enters 1, that will be stored in k. So if the user enters 1, then you have to continue the loop and check whether k equals to 1. That's it. Okay, we check whether k equals to 1. Fine, superb, right? Check whether k equals to 1. Then if this condition is true, then the loop goes back and execute. Say if the user enters 2, which means no, right? If the user enters 2, it means no. K will be having the value 2. 2 is not equal to 1, so the loop will stop executing, which means that the user doesn't wish to continue. Okay, super, right? So yeah, and I think we have to write one more function, guys, to display the stack, right? To display the stack, you have to obviously write the function display. Okay, you can either the displaying means the correct way to do this is you have to pop all the elements and display, guys, but time being I'm not doing. If I pop all the elements, then I couldn't enter that again, I couldn't push that again to the stack. So let me display the stack using the array concept. Okay, so that's pretty simple. You go for hold on, I think there is some error. Yes, guys, I think it is sorted out now. Yeah, now it's working fine. Super. So display the elements. So we have to use an array concept here. Yeah, there is some problem still. Okay, so let me check if the top is -1, because this is stack underflow condition, guys. Then I have to print stack underflow, and I have no elements to print, right? I have no elements to show you. Excuse me, guys, I have no elements to show you, right? All right, so else if the top is not -1, the top is not -1, then I have something to show you, right? You always have to start from the the top element, guys. You can't print from the first element, okay? In a stack, understand that you can always show from the top variable, okay? Let's say this is one is my top variable, then you can print 1, 3 and 4. Okay, let me erase this. I hope, yeah. Hold on. Mm, yeah, so let me have these three elements in my stack. Okay, let me have 3, let me have 4, let me have 7. Okay, so 7 is your top element, guys. You can't print 3, 4, 7. It's not possible. You can access the stack, only from one side, right? You can access the stack only from one side. All right, only from this side you can access the stack. So you can first print 7, that is the top element. Then you can decrement the top, print 4. Then you can pop it, print 3. So popping is only way, but I'm not gonna pop it. I'm gonna directly print all the elements 7, 4 and 3. I'm gonna write a loop and I'm gonna print 7, 4, 3. Okay, so I'll start from the top element, guys. This is something crucial to be understood here. I'll start from the top element, the topest element that I wish to start from. Okay. After that, I'll go up to the 0th element. That's the first element, right? Since it's an array, I can write this. Okay. So goes to the 0th element, and I'll just decrement the I value. So because I'm starting from top, I'm just decrementing the I value. Okay. So printf and percentage %d. Okay, percentage %d and n, and I'll say I here, so it will print the top element. Before that, I'll say the elements are fine, super. Then I have to give one more choice to the user, display. All right, so here I have to write one more case 3. Okay, it's very simple case. Just call the display function, then you have to break it. This break is very necessary in the switch case. Don't forget it. If you forget break, then all the cases will be executed irrespective of whether it matches the choice or not. Okay, so I think the code is fine. This is 88 line code. Of course, it's something big. Let me run this code. Okay, there is an error. Yeah, I is undeclared, so let me declare it here. Okay, because we are using I here, right? A counter. Okay, it has a value top and it's getting decremented, right? So we have to declare that. Yeah, no error, I hope. Enter your stack size. I'll enter 5. Enter the choice, push, pop and display. I'll just push the element first. Enter the element which you wish to push. I'll say 78. That's the element I wish to push. So push to 78, guys. You can see that. Okay, push to 78. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. So I'll press 1. I'll give 1 here. Enter the choice. I just want to push another element. Let's say enter the element you want to push. I'll enter 90. Okay, so push to 90. Yeah, you can see that, push to 90. So do you wish to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Okay, let me quickly load this. I'll push one more element. I'll push 45. Yes, I want to continue. I am just entering 1 to indicate that I'm continuing. Enter the choice. I am popping one element. All right, so popped 45. You can see once moment I pressed the pop, it press the pop choice, it is popping the top element, that is 45. I pushed 45 as the last element, so it is popping 45 first. Okay, then I'll say yes. I'll just display the stack for you. I'll press 3. The elements are there is some error, I hope. The condition is wrong, guys. One is greater than or equal to 0. That will work. Okay, one is greater than or equal to 0. Fine, because you're starting from top and you are navigating up to 0, right? In between, you are decrementing the top variable. You say your top is 5. Then you are checking whether 5 is greater than the 0. It's true. Then you are making 5 as 4. You are decrementing it. 4 is greater than 0. getting 3, 3 is greater than 0, you're checking like that. So it's actually this condition. This will work now, but time being, the video has already gone to 30 minutes, so I'm not doing that. I'll just upload the code for you, then you can execute it, and I'll just highly recommend you to write this code by your own. If you have any doubts, you can refer this code. Thanks a lot, guys.